All right, so the next Doctorate of Ice Cream Award winner is Eduardo Navarro. And here to present the award is Mayo Rude. Can I invite Mayo, please?
Well, thank you very much for having me this evening. And the Cole family, you're a tough act to follow. That was a beautiful story and just a joy to listen to. So, as you mentioned, my name is Mayo Rude. I'm with Great Dane, and it's my absolute pleasure to be here and an honor to be with this group. I started with Johnson truck bodies, refrigerated truck bodies, about 20 years ago. And many of you, I know, use that equipment, and we thank you for that. And that's actually how I came to meet Eduardo Navarro back in 2007. It's been a bit. He says now that I have to refer to him as Dr. Navarro. So I just for the record, I even changed my password, my Taika password, to say Dr. Navarro, believe it or not. Yeah. I'm not giving the whole thing, but. So when I met him back in 2007, I was tasked with luring him away from his then employer to bring him on board at Johnson Refrigerated Truck Bodies. He was working with International Truck at the time, now known as Navistar. He was setting up dealerships all over the world, and the president at the time said, if you can get him on board, I might keep you too. So I decided, you know what, that's a good idea. So I'm gonna meet this guy and get him on board, and I did. Although it was tough with all the various time zones. I think we talked once. He was in Africa and I was in Wisconsin, and we connected, but we got the deal done, and I've been bragging about that ever since. At the time, Eduardo, still living in California today, was living in California, which made things interesting when you think that we had to bring him into Wisconsin to interview for the director of business development role that we had in place for him. And he ultimately had to spend a significant amount of time there in the winter to train on the product that he was tasked with selling. So we decided the best thing to do was probably, to bring him into the fold and to help him perfect his cold chain management practices, that we would teach him a little Wisconsin life lesson, like ice fishing, snowmobiling, a very important skill of how to survive a Midwestern winter without losing a toe. And he did. He adapted quickly. Though you may notice if you spend much time with Eduardo, he still usually wears a scarf to this day, no matter what the temperature is out, and he's just never quite gotten over the lesson that he learned in Wisconsin. I don't think he's ever fully recovered, but he didn't just adapt; he thrived. I've literally seen Eduardo, as you know, he's bilingual. I've seen him with a phone in each hand speaking English to one customer and Spanish to another, and going back and forth and back and forth. And he does it seamlessly, which is just amazing to me, because I can barely speak English, just one language, well, but he just keeps on going. He's a tireless advocate for the customer, for the ice cream industry, and for doing things the right way. And somehow he manages to do all of that without losing sight of his corporate objectives with the organization. Eduardo earned his Bachelor of Science in Finance from Northern Illinois University, and later his MBA with an emphasis in finance and strategic management from DePaul's Driehaus College of Business. He's a husband, a proud father of two. His resume is really quite impressive, no doubt. But that's not what makes Eduardo, truly exceptional. What sets Eduardo apart, what really defines him, is his integrity. It's not his MBA or his bilingual multitasking or even his encyclopedic knowledge of refrigerated transport. No, Eduardo's greatest attribute is simply he's just a really good man. When he says he's going to do something, he does it, often at great personal expense, time, effort, even money. And because of that, he's built very strong, long-lasting bonds throughout the transportation industry, and especially within the Ice Cream Association. Now, you might be wondering, how does a guy from the truck body manufacturing world end up receiving a doctorate of ice cream from the industry that he serves? Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't from scooping cones or perfecting the swirl. No, it was probably earned the hard way through years of dedication, advocacy, and yes, as we mentioned, integrity. And while we're still waiting for Harvard to recognize this particular degree, we hear it comes with sprinkles. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But we couldn't be more happier for him as an organization. And we thank you for recognizing him this evening. We're very proud of him. We're very proud of our friend and our cohort. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming the latest recipient of the Doctorate of Ice Cream, the one and only Eduardo Navarro. Happy to be a better guy. Don't drop it. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mayo. Thank you very much. First, I want to take this opportunity to thank the board members, an incredible team at the main office, Amanda, Linsley, we got CJ, Becca. I mean, there's a whole team back there that make these things possible. Your dedication does not go unnoticed. I really appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you for the support throughout the years, but most importantly, I want to recognize the members of this association. Year after year, you show up. You're here, like sometimes without your families, and you're eager to learn. You're eager to engage with manufacturers, with vendors, with suppliers, with each other. Your commitment is really what keeps this association and this community thriving. So thank you. You know, I belong to other associations, other organizations, and I always look forward to this event. It feels less like a conference and more like a family reunion. I know many of you personally. I always admire John's story. Thank you, John. That was quite a bit of, I've always admired you and your family, your business. So I deeply appreciate your friendship, the relationships that we've formed throughout the years. And every November, you know, we get this chance to reconnect, to meet new faces, new products, to taste different things, and talk about our business. And from time to time, we try to size the competition too, right? See what's going on. But despite the differences, despite all of our different industries, we come together with one goal, and that's to advance the industry. I want to thank my wife. She's not here tonight, but she's probably hooked up in Microsoft Teams. I gave her the link, so hopefully you're listening. Kim, thank you. Thank you to my family for the unwavering support. I couldn't do this without their support. You know, I'm always on the road about 2 weeks out of the month or more, and I couldn't do this without all the support back home. Thank you, Mayo, for that introduction. You know, Mayo asked me some years ago, hey, why are you stuck around? Why, you know, you've been given other opportunities? And truly, one of the main reasons I really enjoy working with you, Mayo. Your leadership and knowledge of the industry is what kind of kept me around, and I'm better for that, so thank you. Another reason why I stayed is because I love the industry and what I do. To the young professionals that are just starting, always seek the right balance between the job, the people, that you work with and the industry you're in. Think of it like a three-legged stool. Sometimes you love the job, but you kind of hate the people, right? Or you like the industry, but you don't like the job. So the magic happens when you have all those three components. And I was fortunate enough to find this combination in the capital goods industry, in transportation, in trucks, in truck equipment. We get the opportunity to design equipment for a wide range of applications and to help our customers grow their business, whether it's dairy, furniture, pharmaceuticals, and yes, my personal favorite, ice cream transportation and distribution. Because, as we say in our industry, if you bought it, a truck brought it. So think about that. A truck is always bringing goods to your home. So if you bought it, a truck brought it. And another thing that we say in the TICA Association that I always remember, if you don't like ice cream, I can't trust you. One final thought for the next generation of leaders that are here in this room and in the association. Build nurturing genuine relationships with your colleagues, with your customers, even with competition. That's one thing that I've always enjoyed, building relationships. That's one of the best things about our industry. And do it with pride, with honesty. I started in the industry in finance and treasury, but always had a passion for sales. No one told me how hard it was going to be, but I stuck with it. And tonight, again, I want to thank you for this recognition, but I want to leave you with a passage that was shared with me some years ago, and it stayed with me, and this is about sales. And it goes like this. You can lie to a salesman. You can lie to a salesman and still go to heaven. Request their proposals and make him dance. Because a salesman will trick you and take your money. If you lie to them first, they'll never get the chance. Oh, salesmen are useful. Don't get me wrong. Though they're fountains of free advice. So hook them with hope and string them along and beat them to death on price. Every night at sundown, if you listen, you can hear it, like ghostly specters from beyond the pale, digitized voices rising from their chambers. It's the spirits of salesmen trapped inside voicemail. Hi, Fred. It's Steve. Getting back to you. I've got good news on that price. Why don't you give me a shout so we can take the next step? I left this message twice. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, we have about 10 more speakers. No, it's the end here is coming soon. It's 9:18. So we have about 7 minutes. So I'm going to bring Mark up here in a minute. Taika, right? Okay. Wow, I tell you what, we started this event around 6 o'clock outside. came inside, had a great dinner, and then just witnessed for the last hour or so. That's why we're here. So, and Terry, you don't spend more. My wife, Joan Correo, spends. She's professional. So, anyway, don't tell her that. Hey, so once again, congratulations again to all of our award winners. Your innovation and dedication continues to raise the bar for our industry. Next few days are packed with great things, from new product showcases, networking events, to workshops, supplier, and customer spotlights to make this convention so valuable. On behalf of the... You guys are good. Ice Cream Association, thank you for making this community what it is. Stay cool, stay connected, and let's keep the momentum going. So with that, tomorrow, a little housekeeping, 8 o'clock networking breakfast, 9 o'clock opening remarks by Mr. Santini. At the end of this, after Mark comes up here, we have some additional photos. So all the winners, the award winners, if you can come up here, some additional photos. And with that, put your hands together for Mr. Mark Santini.
One more time for the award winners. Please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. So a few changes, and so we had a slight change in the schedule this week. With most large organizations, things happen and policy changes that come about. Our CVS presentation for Thursday has been changed. CVS is not allowing their presenters to present to large groups. However, Ben is still coming here. He's committed to coming here to speak to our distributor partners and our manufacturer partners one-on-one with small mini sessions. The leaders of each of those groups will be getting an email tonight for you to pick a time slot for you to sit down one-on-one with Ben to go over the CVS presentation. So slight change, but we're still going to be able to meet with him based on the available time slots that we have. So first come, first serve. So make sure when you look at that, please communicate with your teams and pick those time slots. So again, apologize for that change. And unfortunately, like most companies, we got to follow what our policies are with those organizations. With that, as John mentioned, the next 2 days are packed full of still some fun. So please enjoy the rest of this evening and look forward to the next 2 days. So thank you.